marketing is here, and what's so exciting about where we are at in the industry right now is right now in our hands. Think about where we've matured. In 1983, we had a terminal that enabled voice calls. Fast forward 25 years to 1998, we now have a system, a multimodal terminal that enables voice and data and mobile internet and applications and all of these different things. And take a look at this video from Telstra. This is an advertisement from Telstra, which is one of the leading wireless carriers in Australia. And this is a perfect shot.
Jack, can you tell me what this is?
Newspaper, a map, a camera, a radio, a shop, a stereo, a TV, a telephone.
Only Telstra gives you more ways to do more things in more places.
So take a look at what Jack's saying in this video. Jack is showing us, especially for this youth demographic, but frankly it's applicable for all of us, that the mobile phone is no longer simply for voice. The mobile phone is a store, it's a newspaper, it's a radio, it's a shop, as Jack points out. Oh, and oh yeah, it's a phone. And this is a really, really important point for all of us to capture. And let me show you this in a different way. Tomi Anohin, in the Seventh, who just authored a book called The Seventh Media, brings this concept up for us and brings this concept alive. If you think about old world marketing and what we used to do when we built content and we developed solutions for our customers, we would develop content for each of the individual media channels. So we develop TV content, we develop radio content, we create recordings and broadcast those over other media. We communicate with people through telephones or any other types of communication media. We'd have print matter, newspapers, TV, outdoor media, cinema, the third screen, as they say, movie theaters, and then internet emerged. And so what we did is we created media or content for every one of these different forms of media. So when the internet emerged, what ended up happening was, as you can see, all of the content, all of the content we used to produce for specific media channels started to cross-pollinate. My television media can now be viewed on my computer. It could also be viewed in movies. It could be, my movie media could be produced both on TV and the computer. Audio media started propagating through all of the different channels. And what's really exciting about that, and it totally changed the industry, but look at what we have now. What is incredibly unique is we finally have, or we have now, a medium, we'll call it the mobile channel, that can consume all previous media. It can do TV, it can do movies, radio, audio files, print matter, any of the kind of media we had before have all converged on this single device we call the mobile phone. And that's what Jack's talking about when he refers to the phone being a shop or a TV or a radio or oh yeah, a phone. So where are we headed with all of this? If we look at this chart now, we can aggregate all of the analyst reports and all of the data you'll see, and you'll see that 2008 is an inflection point for our industry. In 2005, there was almost no industry because, again, as I said in the previous part of this presentation, 2005 was the day, specifically in the United States, that mobile marketing was born. All of the pieces came together for mobile marketing to actually happen. We've been building slowly over the last 2-3 years all of the infrastructure and capability for enabling mobile marketing, and now we're about to take off. And now we're going to show you all of the things that we can do with the mobile channel. We can do couponing, storefronts, and radio and TV, and consume all of this content. And there's just a tremendous number of ways of monetizing the experience with our customers. And again, we're going to show that to you. Let's look at the mobile by the numbers. Let's see where we're at and how this channel has grown over the last 25 years. In 1993, we launched the first cellular networks, and now, as we've discussed, we've had this multimodal terminal in everybody's hands. But exactly how many everybody's is out there? How many people are we talking about? Worldwide, statistics are showing us that there are roughly 3.5 billion mobile subscribers worldwide. That's over 3 times the mobile of internet users. It's roughly 60% of the world's population, and 80% of the world's population lives near or within a cell tower, meaning they have the potential of having mobile access. If we also take a look at the adoption curves of the mobile terminal, it took 20 years for us to generate the first billion mobile subscribers. It took 4 years for us to generate the second billion mobile subscribers. The third billion of set of mobile subscribers was generated in about a year. And we're looking to say by 2012, we'll have roughly 4.5 billion mobile subscribers worldwide. This is a massive, massive opportunity, massive channel for communications and interactivity. They say right now that roughly 68% of users will come from developing countries too. So a big portion of the market will be emerged from developing countries. And if you look at all the industrialized countries, Western Europe, United States, etc., we have already over 100% penetration. You know, most industrialized countries have 100+% penetration because most people have 1 or 2 devices in their hands. So the mobile channel on a global basis is absolutely huge. And just take a look at China, for example. China right now has something around 550 million mobile subscribers. They're going to add the entire population of the United States in 2009 in terms of mobile subscribers. And we're only talking a few percentage points of their entire population. India is the next area with 295 million mobile subscribers. And then you have the United States, with somewhere between, say, 225 and 230 million mobile subscribers. You'll see other statistics that talk about in the United States, for example, 263 million mobile subscribers, but that's really accounting for double counting, right? People that have 2 phones, for example. And let's reiterate that. So in the U.S. model, if we look at the U.S. market, and the U.S. market by its numbers, you know, we have 230 million mobile subscribers in the United States, individuals with phones in their hands. We have roughly 263 million mobile subscribers, or 269 depending on which source you're looking at, of total mobile connections in the United States. That's equivalent to about 84% penetration of the population, and we're about 85-90% household penetration of mobile phones in the United States. Again, keep in mind, the mobile phones have penetrated much greater than any other media channel or interactive channel we have in the world. From a demographic perspective, it's about equal. It's about 47% male, 52% female are using, or 53% female are using the mobile channel. And so there's some other really interesting statistics too, and as we'll talk about in later parts of this presentation, not all phones are alike, right? So you have a lot of different types of capabilities and a lot of different types of phones. One capability would be the Motorola Razr, that's known as what is a general phone, versus say the iPhone, which is known as a smartphone. The smartphones only account for about anywhere from 10 to 15% of all phones in the United States. And so that's a really important number to keep in mind, because that will limit the kind of capability we can use in the market. And I'm going to get back to that later in the presentation. Other things we're doing. We have about 9.2 million mobile subscribers who have used their mobile phone to pay for things. 40 million mobile subscribers, or 19% of them, are using the mobile web on an ongoing basis. About 38% of us have what's called 3G, or high bandwidth broadband capability. 15.5% of us have a data plan, meaning that we're actually paying and subscribing to data services, the mobile internet, the ability to download content and other alternative data channels on the phone. And then finally, only about 4 million of us are using video. And again, we'll come back to these data points later, but hopefully you'll see these statistics that a lot of us have a mobile phone, but there's some inconsistency on how we're using this mobile device, and which is critically important for marketers to understand. You'll also see here too, if we look at the segmentation, the mobile phone cuts across all ethnicities, all age demographics, all income demographics. It's a critically important channel, and if you recognize and think about the ubiquity of the mobile device as it affects every level and every stage of the world's population. And as I was talking about too, if you think about the scaling of how we're going to be using this mobile channel, right now what we're doing mostly is messaging, text messaging. The next kind of level of activity we're doing is pictures. We're using the camera on the phone. The next level is the internet, then video, and then say email as kind of communication channels. And again, we'll come back to this in a minute.